Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Ben Sorensen's Real Country Interviews, bringing you the stars of country.
It's Ben Sorensen here. No one's ever done that during an intro.
Have you ever done a Skype interview with me before?
What's
No.
that?
I said you've never done a Skype interview with me before. That's why.
No, tell me about it. Well, I'm going to use that as the intro anyway. It's my real country, and of course, it's the crazy Dianna Corcoran. How are you?
G'day, Benny. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm really enjoying these Skype interviews. I think they give us a wonderful little insight into country stars and their internal workings and mechanics, I think. So where are you? This is my standard first question. Where are you?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for putting the country accent on, Ben, specifically for me.
I've got plenty of accents.
I know, and I think you know that you do it. But I'm in Sydney at the moment, and we've just released my new single, my latest single, which is the third single off my album.
Oh, you reckon all me content, Corky? I was just saying, because you're at home. This is the beanbag.
Oh, yes, I'm in my beanbag. Sorry. This is the thing. You can't stop me. I start talking, and that's the end of it. I take all your questions away and completely
You don't just start talking. You start singing as well, and that's how you end up with all these great songs, because you're still pumping your fantastic album, Keep Breathing. Now, it's a little over a year old, but there's still some great tracks and plenty of mileage in it. So how's it been going for you?
Oh, look, it's just been incredible. I can't believe the success that it's had. It was really weird, though, because when I first released the album, I decided to, as most people know by now, I decided to make the big break from my record company, which is always a really, really difficult thing, to decide to do. And it wasn't a decision that was taken lightly, but I decided to make the break and to do it on my own because it's the in-fashion thing to do in music these days. And I thought, okay, I'm going to follow this trend, become an independent artist and see what the hype is all about. Anyway, but I don't know what the hype's all about because it's incredibly hard. But the success of the album has been incredible because I was nervous as all hell. I thought, without a record company, how am I going to do this? But it's worked. It worked. It's my most successful album to date, and nobody seemed to care, that the record label got the boot.
Well, it goes to show that good music really is just great music. You know what I mean? So whether you got a label or not, we love hearing the stuff that you do. And you're pretty creative and quite a funny bugger as well.
A funny bugger?
Yeah.
What's really weird is that people are sort of labeling me as this quirky or funny bugger is the first time I've been labelled a funny bugger.
But, fair enough.
But it is weird because I think of my music as sort of more of sophisticated sort of country, I guess. I don't know. But this album's a little bit more quirky, but the last album was very much Girl Next Door and sort of a more of a sophisticated production. And I think that's why I started to drift down this quirky road with this record because people thought I was like Girl Next Door, and I'm really not. Ben, you know that.
I know. And I've never even lived next door to you.
No, that's right.
But do you think it's more about Dianna Corcoran becoming more comfortable with herself and who she is? Do you think that's
absolutely
sort of what's happening?
It is. I was just, I was petrified when I first got into this business, and when I turned professional and signed my record deal, I sat in a corner and I was just petrified to ever say my piece or put my opinions forward, I guess, because I was so young. And I've definitely found myself these days. I'm myself. I'm not scared to have a go, and I just figure I've got nothing to lose. So yeah, you're definitely seeing the real me. Probably in the last 2 years, even just within the industry and my friends, they're definitely seeing the real me.
Well, I know that because we did a print interview, and I put you on the front cover of Insight magazine. And I was
done that day.
What's that?
So my hair was done that day.
Yes, it was. But I was astounded. Talking about the real you, the photos that you sent me and the ones on your album aren't photoshopped, docked, changed in any way. That's you.
Yeah, it is. It's really weird, but look, I have to credit the photographer. I know it's all good and well to say we didn't Photoshop any photos, and we didn't, but it's I have to credit the photographer for that. I don't look that good. She's just amazing with lighting, and her name's Christy Belcher, and she's from Nashville, and she's just amazing. So I have to credit her because she is pretty brilliant at what she does, and she's the reason we didn't have to use Photoshop. I take absolutely no credit.
Well, they certainly are good-looking pics. And you mentioned Nashville. Now, a little birdie tells me that you're disappearing from Australia and heading over there to have a sticky beak of what's going on.
Yeah, well, look, it's not. As you probably already know, a lot of people know, I do spend, a big part of my year in Nashville, and that's where I do a lot of my writing, and I get my inspiration, and I've recorded over there now. 2 of my albums have been recorded in Nashville, and but this trip's a little bit different. I think I'm sort of heading over there with no real plan, and I know that sounds really crazy, and I guess a little bit left field, but I'm just going over there to figure out whether I want to start recording or sort of wait it out, or even maybe, sign a publishing deal over there, or try and get a publishing deal over there and make the move to America. So, you never know. At the end of my 3-month trip, I might be either staying there or recording another record and coming home with it.
Oh, well, either way, it sounds like it's a pretty exciting time for you.
It is. I love being over there. I love the squirrels.
Oh, well.
That's what it's all about.
I love that. So why did you move from Australia to the US? Oh, it's the squirrels.
Squirrels.
They're so little and chirpy and brilliant.
It is. I love them. I'm obsessed with them.
I don't even know. What would you describe? They don't chirp, but what are they? It's sort of a...
They got lots of personality. They're always, digging around and building little things, and they're not scared of humans either, which I love. And I actually saw a couple of squirrels playing chicken on the road once.
A squirrel playing chicken?
Playing chicken with the cars.
Wow,
They
a brave
literally
squirrel.
were. It didn't just look like it, they were.
That's pretty wild. Absolutely wild. Now, let's talk about this film clip right before we go to it, because you got to see it. Because when I got it through, whew, it's a pretty hot film clip, Corky.
Is
There's
it really?
lots of candles in it.
Yeah, there were lots of
Lots
candles.
of candles.
That's
That always increases the room temperature when you have candles.
Exactly. Look, I don't see it that way. I actually really struggled to watch this film clip back because I had to do a little bit of acting in it, like 2 words, mind you.
Yeah.
And I'm just the worst actor in the world. I'm as good an actor as I am a dancer, which is just the worst. And
at least our dancing
anyway,
abilities are at the same level.
That's right. We'll have to have a dance-off one night.
Yep, bring it on. I'll pretend to be Adam Brand, and you can pretend to be Melinda Schneider.
Oh, crikeys. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then we'll have to get Daryl Summers in, just because, well, who'd want to play Daryl Summers?
Oh, I love Daryl Summers. I've got a little bit of a crush on Daryl Summers.
Why? Sorry. I should have thought about that a bit more. When he did Hey Hey early on, I've gone, the original Hey Hey, I've gone, Daryl, you're the man. That's pretty cool. But he came back and he did that, and he did the Dancing with the Stars, and he released his own album, and I've gone, oh, love for Daryl sort of at a bit of an all-time low, really. Really?
Oh, no, see, I love him. I loved him when I was growing up. I used to watch Hey Hey at Saturday. I just loved it. And when all the kids picked on me in school about, being a singer, I used to think to myself, oh, that's okay. You'll see me on Hey Hey at Saturday one day, you bastards. Oh, can you cut that bit out?
No, I'll keep it in. It's internet now, so I can say whatever I want.
Oh, beat that little bit out. But anyway, I used to think because that was my goal, to get on Hey Hey at Saturday, and then they axed it. This was back when I was still, before I did a record or anything, and and then they axed it, and I thought, oh, there goes my chances. And I had this little girl crush on Daryl. So anyway, earlier last year in April, I was on Hey Hey at Saturday, and I thought. And I've been at many events where Daryl's been, but I've never really spoken to him. And he came up to me, and I thought, oh, here we go. Here's where my little girl crush goes out the window. But it didn't. I loved him. He's just beautiful. I love Daryl.
Well, maybe I need to take some time out and spend some quality time with Daryl and get to know him better.
Yeah, you do. But don't worry, it's not really a romantic crush. It's just I just adore him. I think he's gorgeous.
Oh, well, isn't that good? Isn't that cute? Yeah. I think that's absolutely beautiful. Now, something that Daryl and I both have in common is we need to be reminded to keep breathing. And that's what your film clip, which is what we started talking about.
Drifted on a tangent.
We did. We do that. That's what Real Country is all about. So, Keep Breathing, the song. I mean, the film clip's very, very cool. But we'll see that in a moment. But tell me about the song itself.
Well, the song, it's a really weird thing, and I've got to be really honest now that the album's been out for about a year. My whole record is almost a prediction. It was of what was going to happen in my life last year. And I know that sounds really crazy, but a lot of the songs I wrote with the thought in mind, how would I feel if this particular thing happened? And Keep Breathing is about that. I've had this really quite unhealthy fear of losing people that I love my whole life. And we all do. We all have a fear of losing people that we love. But I've just felt like if I, lost a part of my family that I wouldn't survive. That's how deeply I feel about it. And that's where Keep Breathing came from, because I sort of thought to myself, I speak to a lot of my friends about this, and they say, Corky, when that time comes, which inevitably it does, you'll be surprised at how strong you are. And that's where it came from. I just thought, you're right. We keep breathing until our hearts catch up. Our bodies keep going until our hearts catch up. And that's what the song's all about. It's all about suffering terrible loss and somehow we make it through.
Well, it is a fantastic song. I'm very, very impressed with the film clip and the work that you're doing, and especially the fact you're coming into your own, you're being honest, and you're a great Aussie country artist. And whether the US steals you away or not, we'll still claim you as our own. And the difference is you're a genuine Aussie. You're not a Kiwi that we're actually claiming now that you're successful. If you do get a chance, get into the record stores and pick up a copy of Dianna Corcoran's Keep Breathing, a fantastic album. And now it is time to can the yakkin and get to the fantastic video clip. This is Keep Breathing. Thank you so much, Dianna Corcoran.
Choice in the matter. Somehow it happens all by itself. Even though my soul's been torn and tattered, and my heart stopped beating on the day you left, I keep all I got. So I keep breathing. I keep breathing. Just when I think I'm gonna die, out of nowhere I keep breathing.
Sorensen.
You do.
You got in there.
You.
Just when I think I'm gonna die, out of nowhere I keep breathing. I keep breathing.
Another Ben Sorensen Real Country interview. Hear this interview and many more at www.realcountrymix.com.